the phrase and the clause. What is the difference between a phrase and a clause? A phrase is a group of words that make sense, but not a complete sense. It makes a complete sense when it is used in another sentence, while clause is part of a sentence, but it has its own subject and its own predicate. A clause is like a simple, small sentence because it has its own subject and its own predicate. But it is not a separate sentence, it is part of another sentence. It is used in another sentence. That is why it is called clause, not a sentence. Let's see. Number one, the phrase. Definition of the phrase is it makes sense, but not a complete sense, such as in the corner. Now, in the corner makes some sense, but not a complete sense. It'll make a complete sense when you say there is a table in the corner. There is a chair in the corner. There is a stool in the corner. There is a cupboard in the corner. Now, in the corner makes a complete sense when it is used with another sentence. On the table. On the table makes sense, but not a complete sense. It makes a complete sense when you say there is a book on the table. There is a bag on the table. There is a cell phone on the table. There's a laptop on the table. It makes complete sense when it is used in another sentence. Similarly, in the room. In the room makes sense, but not a complete sense. It makes a complete sense when you say, we are sitting in the room. There are chairs in the room. There are tables in the room. Over the bridge. Over the wall. A cat jumped over the wall. A dog jumped over the wall. Now, over the wall gives complete sense when it is used in a sentence. So, a phrase is a group of words which make sense, but not a complete sense. It gives or it makes a complete sense. It gives full meanings when it is used in another sentence. While a clause is different. Now, look at this sentence. He has a chain of gold. Of gold is a phrase, but he has a chain which is made of gold. Now, this is different from of gold. Of gold is a phrase, but which is made of gold, here which is the subject and is made of gold is its own predicate. Now see, which is made of gold is part of this sentence. It is not a separate sentence, it is part of the sentence and it has its own subject and it has its own predicate. That is why it is a clause. The boy who is wearing a black cap is the monitor of my class. So the boy with the black cap is the monitor of my class. Instead of saying that, we say the boy who is wearing a black cap. So who is the subject, is wearing a black cap is the predicate. So it is a clause. The girl who has blue eyes, predicate and subject. That is why it is a clause. So a phrase is a group of words which make sense but not a complete sense. And a clause is part of another sentence. It is not a separate sentence, but it has its own subject and it has its own predicate. So that is the difference between a subject and a predicate. I hope you understand it. Now you can practice.